Hey guys, welcome to this video all about spirit guides. In this awesome video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 ways to get to know your spirit guides, who they are, how to develop a relationship with them, and how you can start connecting with them today. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the basics of spirit guides. What do you need to know about your spirit guides? So, first and foremost, you and me both, everyone watching this video has a spirit guide team. That's right, you have a whole team of spirit guides, not just one. You have so many guides, so many angels, so many beings of light who are supporting you every single day and have been since the day you were born. How does that feel? Sit in that energy for a moment and realize how loved and cared for you are. You are never alone because you have so many guides who are looking out for you. So we all have one main spirit guide that has been with us for our entire life. We actually might have more than one, depending on the person, but this guide has been with us since birth. We might have a karmic or a past life connection to them, which is why they've chosen to be our spirit guide in this current incarnation, this current lifetime. And they stay with us for our entire life until death, which is really amazing. So they're with you every single step of the way. You also have other guides that come and go depending on your needs and your life process. So you had different spirit guides when you were in grade school and high school than you do now as an adult. Or maybe you're still in high school. You might have different guides than you're a different version of yourself. So our guides can come and go depending on whatever is going on for us in our life. And we can also ask for specific spirit guides if, for example, we're going through school and we want to learn a specific subject. We can ask for a spirit guide to help us learn that subject even faster and even easier. So spirit guides are here to help us. They're our friends in spirit, and they are really awesome. So the one important thing that they always want me to mention when I talk about them is that it's a relationship. So the analogy that I like to use is think about if you were to call up your friend from first grade and ask her to be your best friend right now in this moment. Do you think she would be into it, or do you think she'd be like a little weirded out? I think it's more so the latter. So our spirit guides are the same way. You know, maybe you're 27 years old like I am, and you've never spoken to your spirit guides. They're going to be like, what? You're connecting with us? You haven't spoken to us since the day you were born. And so it's a two-way street. It's about opening up that relationship and getting to know the relationship dynamic that you have with your spirit guides. It's really, really, really important. So I'm going to give you some ways today to be able to do so, to start cultivating that relationship, and know that because it is a two-way street, it is a relationship. It takes time and consistency and effort like any relationship does, right? We can't just meet somebody one day and expect that we'll marry them the next day. Maybe that's happened somewhere in this world, but usually you date someone for a period of time before you get married. So same with learning to work with your spirit guides. The first time you connect with them, you might not get a ton of information, and that's okay. Just remember that it is a relationship and it is a beautiful process that is going to unfold in divine timing that is right for you and your soul's highest and greatest good. Okay, so what is my first tip for getting to know your spirit guides? Number 1 is to invite them in daily. So important to note, our universe operates under the law of free will. So what that means is that we have the decision-making capacity to be able to make whatever decisions we want. We can say yes to things, we can say no to things. There isn't some creepy God in the sky who is directing our every single move. We have free will to be able to operate as humans however we wish. So because of that, our spirit guides can't just walk themselves into our life and do things without asking. I mean, makes sense, right? So because of that, you have to ask them you have to give them permission to come into your life every single day. The only exception to this are guardian angels. I'll talk about guardian angels in a separate video, but guardian angels are also with you since birth, and they are able to move around that universal law of free will to help you in circumstances of dire need where your physical health is at risk. So if you are in a car accident, if you are in a severe health crisis, if you are in major harm's way in that moment, your guardian angels can act on your behalf and can help and save you in that moment. I have many examples of learning this from my clients where they have felt saved by an angel or angel wings that was absolutely your guardian angel swooping in to help you out in that situation. So that is the exception to the rule. There might be others, but that is the main one that I'm aware of in my work. So because you have to give them permission, what I recommend to my clients, to my community, is to invite them in daily. Start the habit now if you're ready to start connecting with them. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, say, "Hi, spirit guides. I invite you in and I give you permission to walk by my side throughout the day today, protect me, guide me, and communicate with me." That's all you have to say. And that gives them the permission to be able to share guidance with you, connect with you, and help you out when you need them the most. So make sure you're doing that intention setting every single day. They say that it takes 21 days to set a habit. So do this consistently for 21 days and you are absolutely going to be feeling that beautiful connection with your spirit guides develop so freaking quickly. Okay, number 2 is developing a daily connection process. So creating time and space to meet and speak with your spirit guides. So I like to set some time for meditation. I like to call this connection time, where I will call them in, I'll ask my spirit guides, please be present with me, and then I will give them some time and space to communicate with me. Now, when you're first getting started, it's really important to set the intention of what type of guidance you want to receive from your spirit guides. So asking for help about a specific problem or situation or relationship is a great way to get really specific, pinpointed guidance from them. If you're just really leaving the space open and being like, "Okay, I'm here, you can come in," you might get very vague information or not a lot at all. So setting really clear intentions about the type of information you want to receive gives them really clear guidelines, because they're also learning how to communicate with you just as much as you're learning how to communicate with them. Because if you have watched my video about opening up your third eye, you will know that you need to raise your vibration in order to work with spirit guides and angels. And you are raising your vibration to meet them in the middle as they are lowering their vibration at the same time. So this is really, really crucial, because you're not going to be able to communicate with your spirit guides if you are not working on raising your vibration. But they are also learning how to lower their vibration at the same time. So when you're just starting to work with them, they might also not 100% know how to get through to you yet. So that's why I really recommend that when you do receive a message that makes sense to you, thank them in the moment and say, "Thank you, message received." It's almost like communicating in Morse code with someone else, where you're like sending them the Morse code message and then they're confirming on the other end that they got it. So it goes both ways, and it's a very similar process. And then once you get in the habit of asking questions, setting those intentions, receiving the guidance, saying thank you, they will know to communicate with you in those ways again, and it will facilitate the growth and development of the relationship even further. Really important stuff. And just allowing the time and space to connect with them is important, because if you don't give them the time to connect with you during the day, they're probably going to connect with you at night in your dreams. So just be aware of that they might connect with you at night instead. So I'm going to talk about dreams next and why they are a great way to connect with them. But if you don't like being interrupted in your sleep, if you don't like having crazy dreams, or if you have trouble sleeping in general, make sure that you are creating that time to connect with them during the day. So that way they won't be knocking on your door in the middle of the night, okay? So super important. Oh, and one of the biggest struggles that I hear from clients is like, I'm not getting much from my spirit guides. I can't connect with them. It's really difficult for me. And then I ask, well, are you making time and consistently meditating and working to connect with them? Usually the answer is no. Usually there's a little bit of a disconnect and the person just isn't putting in the work and the time to develop the relationship. So again, it's a relationship. Remember the dating example that you do need to put in the time and the work in order to facilitate that two-way street. Okay, so moving into number 3, you can connect with your spirit guides in your dreams. So if you have vivid dreams already, if you feel comfortable dreaming and you sleep well, you fall asleep easily, you might want to connect with your spirit guides in your dreams. So one of my favorite methods for doing this is to set the intention and ask a question before you go to bed at night. So you could write on a Post-it note beside your bed your question. Say, for example, you have a problem with a work situation. You want to know how to figure it out. So you write down your problem on your Post-it note, put it by your bedside, set the intention, spirit guides, please deliver me the answer to this problem in my dreams, and then go to bed. And in the morning, make sure that you write down everything that you remember when you wake up, because I guarantee that somewhere hidden in that dream symbology is the answer to your question. This is really fantastic. This has worked for me so many times, especially if you already have consistent dreams. You will get messages, I guarantee it. So if you're struggling with receiving communication during the day, try this at night and see how this works. Now, on the flip side of this, if you don't want to receive dream communication, if you are and it's bothering you, just set the intention before you go to bed at night. Say, spirit guides, I want to sleep tonight. Please do not communicate with me in my dreams. And you can even visualize turning a light switch from on to off, or flipping a open closed sign from open to closed, and telling them that's your signal for letting them know that they can't communicate with you at that time. Again, the free will thing and so forth. So super important to note. If you're having trouble sleeping, they don't have to communicate with you at night. You're not obligated by any means to receive those messages. Okay, so tip number 4 is learning to work with intuitive tools. So my favorite intuitive tool are oracle cards. I love them because they're so modern, the pictures are pretty, and they're just very intuitive and easy to understand and work with. Tarot cards are another amazing tool. Pendulums, this is a pendulum, is another really amazing tool to work with your spirit guides, as well as having crystals around you to amplify the energy of your meditation sessions. Crystals can be really great to help raise your vibration. Again, watch my Open Your Third Eye video for more information about that. But working with intuitive tools is a great communication method for your spirit guides to get to know you better. And when you, for example, are working with oracle cards, I recommend pulling a card for yourself every single day, asking your spirit guides for help for the day or a message for the day, pulling a card. And when you get the message, always say thank you and message received. Again, that communicates to them that you actually received the message so that they can use this as a tool to communicate with you in the future. Super important. And finally, tip number 5, a beautiful channeling tool that I love to use called automatic writing. So automatic writing is super easy and is one of the best ways to receive guidance from your spirit guides. So get yourself a notebook, or you can even use your computer with a Word document file, and write a question at the top of the page that you want to have answered. For example, spirit guides, I need advice about this relationship. please give me advice. Write it at the top of the page, and then allow your hand to relax and allow yourself to write and just see what comes through. It's so cool and exciting. I love channeling this way. I love typing channeled messages. Again, you can do this on a computer. And it's a really cool way to receive guidance from your spirit guides. And sometimes the wording doesn't make sense, and that's okay. Our spirit guides can often communicate with us in a way that isn't necessarily normal English. So just something to note, but I guarantee there will be a helpful nugget of information in there for you. Okay, guys, that's all I have today for my top 5 tips for how to work with your spirit guides. Be on the lookout for future videos about spirit guides. If this video was super helpful to you and you really loved it, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you can keep up to date with all of the cool mystical content that I will be coming out with, and comment and let me know, what is your favorite way to connect to your spirit guides? Have you received any messages from them lately? I want to know the details. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.